God. I've got some great things in mind.
Yeah, I got a few ideas.
I feel like we owe it to our 18 listeners.
18 downloads. I know. I'm not even one of them.
No, me neither.
So.
No, I mean, I've seen enough of it and lived it, so I'm fine. Before we get into the update for the week, I'd actually just like to thank absolutely anyone that listened to it last week. I know I had a couple of people that I didn't expect message me and sort of say they were listening to it, and we had a couple of downloads in different countries. But unless people are just really smashing that VPN to get Vampire Diaries or whatever, it seems that we got a couple of people listening. Which, if you're still here, thanks guys. That's mega.
It's a really nice bonus. Like, it's really surreal getting feedback on a casual conversation that you had that is not just lost in the wind like every other conversation. Like Sarah said, that she had to keep stopping herself from like naturally just responding because she felt like she was in the room, and I think that's just because she's so used to listening to us two chat shit with each other. She's used to actually just being in the room.
Oh, that's mega.
And again, all of this is just a bonus. Like, I'm just enjoying the fact that we've got in the most Sid and Rich way, we've got a scheduled conversation time every week. It's like we're not going to talk about we're not going to have any casual chat for 7 days, and then between the hours of 6 and 8, we're going to talk casually as friends. It's like, yeah,
highly organized friendship.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Sorry, just in terms of bonuses, I think it's amazing that we're past the whatever low bar that Apple set.
I know, it must be desperate.
I mean, if we can do it, it's really not stopping anybody else from doing it, surely. Sound like Barry White when it's this close. I don't know if it sounds as bassy to you.
So when I'm using the AirPods, on top of their absolute dog shit recording quality, I can't use them to record. Like, I can't talk through them without the default speaker setting not being the stereo option, but being the hands-free option, which you could be talking to me on a £600 mic and it feels like you're talking to me through a block of polystyrene. It's kind of awful.
Oh, buddy. Well, if we get to episode 6, you're going to have to invest in something better.
I'll say it now. I do want to buy a mic. If we, after our 5th episode is recorded, when our 5th episode is recorded, the moment we're done recording, I'll buy the mic.
See, I love that. That makes me excited to get to episode 5, but like...
And we're going to drop it on episode 7, and we're never going to come back to it.
You should do episode 4, like episode 4, a new mic.
New mic.
Yeah, going with the Star Wars theme, A New Hope, a new mic. I mean, the fact that I had to explain that I'm disappointed.
Yeah, I'm disappointed too.
You should pick better friends. So I suppose you kind of know a lot of what's happened already this week with me.
Yeah.
But I suppose that the standing participant, the silent participant, or if you're Sarah, the non-silent participant, doesn't know. So do you want me to go first, or do you? I took the lead last week. So
well, if you want to talk about the thing that's happened this week, then by all means get that out of the way. I think like that's important to talk about first.
Yeah, let's just get that shit out of the way.
Yeah. I don't want to. I don't want you to be holding on to that, dude. That's all right.
Yeah, I mean, we were recording on a Thursday and not on our Wednesday, so already week 2 we completely fucked our schedule up. So we're doing great, flying start.
Disorganized friendship.
Yeah. So we just, as mentioned, as you well know, Rosie's pregnant.
She do be pregnant.
Yeah, she mega pregnant. And we just had a bit of a difficult week, which she's not feeling very well at all. And it sort of came to a head yesterday where we rang the midwife and they suggested that she goes in She's struggling to breathe, just not feeling very well at all. So naturally, I've kicked her out of the room. This is our bedroom. I've kicked her out of the room to record this. Like, I know you're comfortable, Rosie, but like I need to record.
Hey, we waited a day. That's
Yeah,
generous enough.
she had a fucking red carpet rolled out for her. What does she want? I picked her up with a KFC. No, so she went in yesterday. They did a load of tests. The D-dimer apparently is a little bit inconclusive when you're pregnant. So they've had her back today and done a CT scan and taken every precaution they can to make sure that doesn't actually overly impact the baby. But if Rosie's got a blood clot, that's a lot more serious.
Yeah.
So potentially a lot more serious to both their health. So, they're satisfied that she hasn't got a blood clot, which is great. The shortness of breath eludes them. They don't know why. As an extra backup, we've took her for a COVID test this afternoon as well. But that's what's been. I just want to get it out, just clear that out, so it's not sort of ruminating around.
Yeah. I think yesterday night, the way it sounded like there was so much uncertainty when you've got late stage pregnancy into the mix. Just not knowing is the worst, but the fact that she didn't stay overnight, they've taken her in today, and they've continued they've let her go home again. She's at home, right? Yeah,
she's back with us.
Yeah, I don't think the hospital would take a single chance with somebody who's in their third trimester.
Yeah, no, I don't think. I know it's she's unwell. She doesn't have COVID, then it's great. That's even better news. So if that comes back as a negative result, then we've got nothing really to worry about. Rosie does have problems with her chest anyway, a sort of family history of sort of serious lung conditions. So any problems with her breathing is kind of scary as a whole. One of the reasons we've been really skittish around this whole COVID thing ourselves, just like everybody else, I suppose. But obviously, you don't want to get ill when you've got other health complications in the mix. So yeah, that's that. Just scoot that out of the way. Outside of that, I mean, I've got quite a few things that we've been up to that so last week we started playing Mario 64 on the Mario All-Stars version of the Switch.
Oh yeah.
And we started doing it a star apiece, which never really works out because Rosie's, every now and then
taking it in turns to get stars.
Yeah.
Okay.
So but every now and then, like Rosie, like, oh my god, this is a boss bit, and like I have to take over and do the star. So I think she's leveled the playing field now. I think we're even on stars. We've just got to 30 stars, so the second boss battle is coming up. But yeah, there's two people that really like gaming. It does seem like something that we could just rather than, because what we normally do when we play games together at the moment, what she wants to do is play Fortnite together.
Great.
And well, I'm not a massive fan of Fortnite anyway. But if it makes her happy, I'll put up with most things shy of shy of a lot of things. Actually, I don't put up with anything. I am really awkward. But no, I don't mind playing Fortnite with her, and that's what we normally do. But this just seemed like a little bit more relaxed and enjoyable.
Yeah, Mario 64 is great. That game still holds up.
Absolutely.
I got it on the Wii U because the Wii U basically had an emulator for every title ever just built into it.
Oh, so you were the one person that bought a Wii U.
I proudly bought a Wii U and then chilled the thing for 6 years. Yeah, I was all aboard the Wii U train.
Nintendo's head of Europe marketing.
I may as well have been because they clearly didn't have one. But yeah, Mario 64 on that was one of my favorite pastimes. None of the Wii U games, they all sucked, but
all the emulator. I think when I say actually, I'm taking the piss. We actually had a Wii U when we first got together, me and Rosie. One of the forming parts of our relationship was Rosie came over and was like, saw the PS4 and was like, "Oh, is that a PS4?" And I was like, "Yeah." So, are you got anything I can play on it? And I was like, "Oh, don't you want to kiss and all the normal shit couples do and stuff?"
Icky, no.
No,
thank
she's
God I
like, no,
will.
that's what I'm like. You don't want to touch me. You want to play games. You are perfect. Yeah, and then like pretty much about a week into our relationship, I was like, sod it, I'm buying a Wii U, and we're gonna play. We played Wind Waker. Like,
Nice, yeah.
like religiously as well. Like we scoured that entire map together and sort of taking it in turns in the same way. Like I'll be like, oh, I can't bother with this sort of puzzly bit. You do that, and then I do the boss battles, and yeah, that's one of the sort of starting parts of our relationship was doing that sort of stuff together. So it's been nice to do something similar again.
Yeah, nice to keep it going.
Yeah, but what about what you've been up to?
Oh, I'm hoping by the time the next episode is being recorded, my MacBook's arrived. Should arrive on the 29th, so that'll be the day after.
Mm.
But yeah, it's not arrived yet, so eagerly awaiting it. The mouse has arrived. That's which is really nice. Like I've just got this mouse sat here taunting me.
I don't know why you bought that.
What, the Magic Mouse?
Yeah, I don't know why you bought that.
Do you not like the Magic Mouse?
I've got hundreds of them if you want one.
Oh. Well, how am I supposed to know you've got hundreds of Magic Mice?
Well, see what it is because they're not. They literally. There's no ergonomics to them. You know, I've got like bare
Yeah,
balls.
Hulk hands.
Yeah. So they don't necessarily make them for that. And
Oh.
what we tend to do at work, we've got free Macs, and I've got a Mac at home, so I've got 4 Magic Mouse knocking about because we always buy like a Corsair or a Razer, just something a little bit more ergonomic and a bit more comfortable, and something that has like a really nice DPI controller. The gestures on it are really good, but
Yeah.
they're just not, for long hours of design work, they're just not comfortable.
Well, that's 80 quid I'm not getting back.
Yeah, literally, I've got them still sealed, buddy.
Oh, I wish I had. I could send this fucker back.
Oh man.
Well, now it's taunting me and is unnecessary.
So yeah, so that's not turned up. What what else you been doing in your?
I had my first COVID test a couple of days ago.
All right, pop the cherry.
Yeah. Well, I've been isolating for the better part of this. Well, pretty much all this year and the better part of the end of last year for other people's sake. For other people in the house. So I thought I've got a bit of a cough now. May as well go and be stupid not to go and get myself tested.
Yeah. When was that?
2 days ago.
Oh, so you got the result?
Yeah, came in yesterday. Really quick result. Negative. So I'll probably actually go into the office on Monday. But I think I said that last week. So
icky rich. I don't want to be like rich. COVID's rejecting you, buddy.
I know. But
I love how you got COVID to go, and I'm just like, you just like, what? How can I turn this into a joke? Like, how can I mock him about it? I'm sorry.
Well, I don't have it, so good luck.
So not a major.
No, just waiting on stuff really, and I've been playing Magic over Magic the Gathering over webcam.
All right, yeah.
With Tony and Matt, which has actually been really nice. Like,
that's good.
Turning my desk into a Magic station, but not nearly as tedious as I thought it would be. Actually, it's quite a smooth process. But that's just been my time really. There's not an awful lot else to do. I can't be asked to watch any new series or anything at the moment. Because like the worst thing that could happen is I could get halfway into it by the time I'm able to go and see Sarah again, and then have to start it again.
Oh no, that's it. Oh, I was going to talk to you about something. I'll try and keep this spoiler free for any listeners. I started watching WandaVision.
Yes. Okay, I lied. I started watching WandaVision.
Right, okay, so now we have something to talk about. This is now going to be a podcast. So we're going to have to try and keep this as spoiler free as possible. But like sticking to the trailers, if you don't know it's Wanda and Vision, then it's in the fucking title. So
spoiler free. We don't want the 18 viewers to like dwindle, do we?
I mean, yes, one of those viewers they could leave a negative review. So yeah, we started watching it, and we binged the first 2 episodes side by side.
Yeah,
and I'm still feeling this way about it. That I kind of don't know what sort of show I'm watching. I don't know what this show is because it's really encapsulated. And again, I don't think it's a spoiler, but it's encapsulated in this 1950s esque, sort of Bewitched, sort of full on cheese.
Yeah, it's the Truman Show if it was in the MCU.
Well, see, I think the Truman Show, yeah, I get that, but it's that they've not only. I think the Truman Show is still modern. I think with this, it feels like they really are hitting the same
Well,
stereotypes, the same beats that like an old 50s,
yeah,
60s sitcom would hit, and
yeah,
it's like, so you're like, this is it feels dated. Like watching this, it feels dated. Obviously, there's something else going on, and we're not privy to that yet. And obviously, I don't want to put any spoilers in, but there's obvious that something else is going on. We don't know what's going on, but even still, the watching experience is like, I'm still watching this essentially dated TV show.
yeah. But it's intentionally dated, right? Like it's almost like it's paying homage to that era of television, and I think that sort of works in its favor. I really like it, to be fair. As somebody that hasn't ever seen a classic '60s sitcom, American sitcom like that, I think it's brilliant. Actually seeing that style of that style of TV, because they really lean into it. It's not like not talking about any plot points or anything, but like it focuses on it a lot. Like that is a good chunk of it. It's not um it is really doubling down on being in that era of that television and
It
doing
feels
that, at
like
least
it
for the
could have
first
been
two
made.
episodes.
It feels like it literally could have been made
Yeah,
in that
but I
time.
think that, but I really like that. I like how not authentic, because obviously it's not authentic. You know something is going on, but
Yeah,
I like the effort they put into making it as uh, like that era of television as they have done. And I find it quite interesting so far. I really like Paul Bettany as Vision. I think he's really entertaining anyway. So
no, it's not that I'm not entertained. It's not that. I mean, I'm intrigued, so I want to keep watching. But for me, it just feels. I probably went into it preloaded with some different expectations that it would, in some way, they would recognize something's not right, you know.
yeah,
And
well,
I'm not in spoilers, but because you can see from the trailers, they are fully invested in this world,
yeah,
and it just seems it's just hard. At the minute, it's hard for me to figure out what sort of show I'm watching.
for sure. I mean that can certainly go one of a few ways. But like for me, I like that. It's actually quite nice. So it's quite refreshing actually to watch something and have no idea where it's going.
Yeah,
I can't place the last thing I watched where I was like, the next episode, I couldn't, I have no idea what's going to happen in this next episode at all. Like that. I think that's what's key. That's a strong thing that's keeping me wanting to watch more is sort of unraveling this thread and seeing where it goes. And I think the quality of which I think my opinion of the series will come down to how well it pays it off.
yeah.
Because I mean, you can build a mystery up all you want. You can go full J.J. Abrams with your mystery box
I was about to say
for the
that that's
entire thing.
exactly
Yeah.
what Lost did wrong, wasn't it? Like
Well,
they
yeah,
didn't know where they were going. They'd had no road plan.
exactly.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
of course the journey there was amazing, but then they didn't pay it off, and that, like a domino effect, scatters back through the setup. So I
yeah.
think it'll all come down to how it concludes, how it unravels. But so far, I like it. I think they're doing the mystery really well.
I suppose as well in that sense, like that's a really good comparison because you know, the MCU as a whole is extremely like really precisionally planned out. So
Yeah,
you
and
like to think this has a purpose.
and it's certainly got the budget behind it, right? Like the production quality, the cast, the crew, like they're the
Oh, the
best of the best
cast.
behind it. Yeah.
Oh man. I can't remember the woman's name. The woman who plays, I don't know if you've ever watched the 70s show.
No.
Oh, buddy. There you go. There's something you can binge that I'm sure Sarah's got no interest in. The 70s show, so there's the mother in that is the same woman that played one of the Paul Bettany's boss's wife.
Oh, okay.
And
Yeah.
I just love watching that woman on screen, man. She just has a real nervous energy that I just really love. I just think she portrays that really well, and that was
Yeah.
I mean, obviously the cast itself is fantastic, but just it seems so appropriate to see her in that role. Being that I know she'd done the 70s show and stuff like that, but she does seem the right person for that character.
Yeah, and it can't be a coincidence that she did. I don't know what the 70s show is about. I assume it's a sitcom set in the 70s.
Oh, buddy, you are perceptive.
I'm just thank you. I'm a keen detective, but I assume that's not. I assume that's by design, right? Like if she's well known in such a massive 70s like sitcom, and she's going into something that seems to be paying homage to sitcoms, it seems like a 10 out
Oh
of 10
yeah, no,
casting choice,
it
right?
felt
Like,
totally appropriate to see her in that role.
like it's her element.
Yeah.
But I'm excited. I don't know when the third episode even airs. I didn't look.
Friday.
Friday. Okay.
Yes. So yeah.
So tomorrow. That'll be.
So yeah, we'll be able to.
Yeah. Oh god.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Like, I don't want to just be like a report on what we've watched because like that is kind of one of the only activities you can
What
do.
else can you do in lockdown? You can watch things, you can eat things, and you can play things.
Well, I do have a list of topics, Rich, that I've been saving for this very occasion.
Oh, that's wonderful. I've got a much smaller list of topic.
Did you have a topic?
I had a topic. I don't know how to introduce it. It's my only topic, but I think it's so my New Year's resolution, if you will, was that I was going to focus my savings not focus my savings, but I was going to split the way I'm saving money.
Okay.
Because
by
I think
investing heavily into MacBooks.
Kind of. So since the new year, I've been investing in the stock market.
All right. Okay.
Actually, just before New Year, I was sort of dabbling in it over Christmas period, and then
that game we played like 2 years ago really got you.
It is on Trading 212. It is. I literally. Yeah, the worst part was when I started it, it got rid of my my practice account I'd had for like 2.5 years, and I was a good chunk up on that. Like I was doing well with that, but yeah, I've been in it for about a month now.
Right.
And essentially every month I will split 60-40 money that would just go into an ISA or into the ISA. I'll put 40% of it into the stocks. Just to see how that goes. Sort of. I think now's probably one of the best times to invest in the market because there's certain sectors I think that are just a shoo-in to bounce back as soon as we've dealt with coronavirus. Things like the hospitality sector, the entertainment industry. Like there's, I think, certain companies there that are just a shoo-in to survive and and soar.
Just to be clear, we're not an investment advice.
Absolutely not.
podcast. But are you on that note, are you actually getting any advice from anywhere, or are you just doing it purely on intuition?
Intuition. I mean, I do the rounds of like I'll check the stock news. I won't just because it's real money, right? Like I'm not just dumping it. So if I see a company I want to invest in, I'll look at what's going on with them recently, what their plans are, sort of the things around them. Are there alternatives? Like I will do the research that I think at an appropriate level of research before I just put money into them.
Yeah.
And so far so good. I've actually been doing pretty well so far.
Nice.
I think I'm about in the last month I think I'm about 10 or 15% up. So
nice.
across the board. But and there's different companies like there's a couple that like I will take a bit of a gamble on. Like there was a medical company that I took a gamble on about a fortnight ago because they recently announced that they were looking at coronavirus symptom developments, and a couple of days into investing in them, they actually found something and their stocks went up. And then so there's short-term ones, but mostly it's just long-term investments that I'm hoping will net me a noticeable bit of profit by the end of the year.
Okay.
Because I'm sure you know, I'm trying to save for a house. I want to buy a house by the end of this year, move in formally with Sarah. So to do that, I think I need a bit of extra capital behind me will help.
Wonderful.
Yeah, but yeah, I'll keep you updated on that week by week if you want. But
definitely,
it's not it's slow paced really. I check.
I mean, I suppose it's worth for people who don't know, I think that's it's good that you're doing it, but I found it really funny because of the game we played.
Yeah,
You
we did for 2
really
years.
fucked some of that up. Like, so we started a practice account, didn't we, on
Yeah,
trading?
it gives you £50,000 of
Of
fake money to
10
invest
money,
into.
yeah. And me, you, and one of the colleagues from work all played a game really to see if we could one up each other trying to do this. I think
Yeah.
one of your trading strategies is to see what Elon Musk is putting on Twitter.
Yeah. Started following Elon. Yeah, that account was invested in Tesla. Let's just say that was 2 years ago, and I put about 20,000 or something like that into Tesla on the
Yeah.
practice account. So had I
Which,
started 2 years ago, I'd be laughing.
yeah, that one day it just jumped up massively, didn't it? It was,
Yeah,
yeah.
no,
I mean,
he's the richest man in the world right now. It's
oh, well, more power to you. I'm definitely keen to hear more
yeah,
about that.
yeah,
Just from a personal perspective, like that's something I've always been interested in. I need to probably stop buying guitars in order to do that. Even though, like, I was looking at a guitar today, so
a
and I've
different
actually
kind of stock.
I've emailed about it. So I mean, I'm probably gonna have to wait a little while to recoup some of my
Yeah,
money because I keep buying it. I mean, when you're sitting in the house all the time, like I find I'm never gonna be like I'm never going to be a famous musician, but I find it really therapeutic to sit and play guitar. Like, I find it really
yeah,
calming, enjoyable. Jamming along with songs just reminds me of being a kid again. And you know, just this. I was just thinking about it the other day. Like, what the fuck else am I going to be doing? Like what? It's not like I'm going to realistically be going on holiday this year. It's not like you know. There's much else to be doing with my time, and God knows I had a bad enough health year last year to really not be thinking, oh, I'm going to do this in 10 years' time. Fuck, I'll be happy if I'm just here in 10 years' time and I've got a couple of guitars with me, you know?
yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, I admire people that do save and think and stuff like that, and I've got to start doing it as well. But at the minute, I'm sort of,
You went through that last year, right? Like you got the house sorted
yeah,
last year. Like
it was a really
you're
tough
certainly
financial
capable of it, and you've certainly done it. And I think now you're in that point where you're just reaping the rewards of it, right? Like you've
It was a tough
got
financial year last year, and I celebrated getting out of that by buying those guitars. So, you know,
yeah, that's it. Like it's an earned it's an earned purchase from where I
yeah.
sit.
I mean, I also decided that I want to start putting a lot more time into my own sort of like personal business because I
Yeah,
don't really put hardly any time into it. I help people when they need help, or if I get an inquiry through, I'll follow it up. But largely speaking, I do my 9 to 5 and then come home and play guitar or play Super Mario, which, to be fair, is fucking really, it's a really good use of your time. But, I wake up early anyway. I'm an early riser. Is that like a really dodgy euphemism? I don't know.
early riser.
Yeah.
With you, I think any two words could be a dodgy.
But no, I wake up around 5. I like to get up, crack a dawn
Yeah,
type thing. And usually when I'm not editing one of our videos or podcasts or whatever, which is that was what you say that was so much fun last week. Like getting up early and just editing, like for the
yeah,
first time in fucking ages, and editing something that's like for me and not like for any corporate reason or anything like that. Just something purely like I'm laughing along as I'm editing. Like this is
yeah.
really
Like
fun.
actual passion behind what you're doing. Like
Yeah,
that. Yeah,
it's been wonderful, man. Yeah, it definitely was one of the highlights of my week last week, doing this recording and then editing it.
that's
Um,
wonderful.
yeah, I
I
think
can't wait
now.
to get stuck in my. Oh, go on.
No, go. I've lost my
Oh,
train of thought.
oh. I've derailed you.
Yeah,
Well,
it's
I know. I say I can't wait to get stuck into it myself. I really can't. Like, because as you say, like when you're editing something that you have made yourself that you are passionate about, certainly for you, because part of your actual job is to be editing, so the difference is even greater. Like it is a really good feeling, and when you've wrapped it up and you're done, you've got something there. You've got something that you've made that you can just look back on and just be proud of. Like I can't wait to get back into that myself. So
yeah, and to do that, I do have more topics prepared. By the way, I've been
come on, then, yeah.
I've been a thinky little boy.
Well, we've been taking it in turns so far. So as it stands,
It's my turn.
yeah, nobody knows I'm already out of ideas. So take it away, Sid. It's your turn. I'll wait.
What I'll do is I'll just find a part of like the video where you look really vacant, and then I'll just be like, Rich, yeah, so it's your turn. Just pause it there. It's like tumbleweeds. Okay, right. I'm gonna go with this one, and I know it's one that a lot of people talk about, but I'm gonna talk about it. I'm gonna talk to you about it the way that I came to it. Right? Okay. So I'm sat on the sofa with Rosie the other day, and we're watching. What movie we were watching? We were watching a movie, right? And let's just say, for example, it's the Matrix. It wasn't the fucking Matrix. I watched that. Let's just say it's the Matrix, right? Which is kind of, I suppose, really, that's really a tangible link to what I'm talking about. So
you're really building this up.
So I'm watching it and I'm like, right, okay. So Laurence Fishburne, yeah,
okay, yeah,
is an actor, right? And
you're not wrong.
We know this. But when he's in the Matrix, okay, when we create a film, we create a universe. Okay. So let's say How I Met Your Mother, right? They live in New York, and because New York exists in their universe, and Wisconsin exists in their universe, and Philadelphia exists in their universe, the entire world exists in their universe. Like in Friends example as well, they go to London, so we know the UK exists in their universe. Now, because these places exist in their universe, there has to be people within their universe other than the characters, right? Yeah, we're on board.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Right. So, what if we're living in a world where Laurence Fishburne is playing, or whoever he is outside of this world, he's playing Laurence Fishburne? What if we're in a movie about Laurence Fishburne, right? And we're just part of the reality that exists because this movie exists because Laurence Fishburne exists within this.
So that entire 10-minute spiel was to essentially ask the question of, "Hey, Rich, do you think we're living in a simulation?"
So that's right. So, well, that was the point. Like, obviously, the simulation theory exists, right? But I've come to it in a completely different way through the medium of film, which I found quite interesting because I don't know if you looked at the Neil deGrasse Tyson explaining the simulation theory, which is what I found.
I'm aware of it. of it.
I found this after I'd already done this. Like, what if we're living in a world that's film? One of the ways he gets around the fact that we're, 50-50, he says, it's like it could be, could not be. And the reason it could not be is that if we're living in a simulation, we're living in a world that has been simulated by the people who know how to make simulations, right? And if so, they would have simulated the technology to make simulations because that's what their reference for normal is at this point. And one of the ways he explains that is by we live in a world where we can make movies. And if you look at all of movies made throughout the time from when we could make movies to today, most of them are set in relatively modern times where we don't set many movies before we could make movies. There are obviously movies like that, but the overwhelming majority of them are set in times after we could make movies.
Well, that makes them more relatable to their target audiences.
Exactly. So there are period pieces. Now, we could be a period piece where we're not part of a simulation that we're like, before simulations existed, we made these guys to replicate that so you can enjoy it. Or we could be not in a simulation. So it's like a 50-50 in that respect.
Yeah, I mean, well, the way I heard the simulation theory is that if we are capable of, the way I see that is if we're capable of creating a program that is as detailed as out. Essentially, if we're capable of creating a program that's capable of creating a program, then there's no reason to believe that we are not a program created by somebody else,
But
right?
because we
Like
don't have
it's
the
that sort
technology
of,
to do that, we're
if
either on
we
our
can
way to it, and
exactly,
we're in that. But it's likely because we're not in their sort of relevant experience. We're not simulated during their relevant experience and time. Then it's likely that we're not. But it's also equally as likely that we could be. But my problem
yeah.
is, if we're in a film, we can already make films.
Well,
We don't know
okay.
you know.
So you your theory is we might be in a film, and the basis is because films exist.
Yeah. And we make films about people making films. You've seen like films about people who are making films. Like
I think we'd make a nice rom-com film. I think the story of our lives would make a really nice rom-com.
Oh, well, maybe that's it. Maybe we are the film. I mean, I'm not bigging us up too much, but
I
maybe
like
we're
that.
just maybe we're mature into like a Notebook happy ending, which is not fucking true because it's a miserable. I don't know if you've watched the Notebook.
I've not watched The Notebook.
Well,
No.
I have more than once, and spoilers. It's not a very happy ending. So,
Oh well, I'll cross it off my list. Now it's just The Mandalorian season 1. That's all I've got now.
I think I've tried to get you to watch the Notebook before.
You have, yeah. You probably still will in the future, but
Oh yeah.
it will remain off my list.
I am unashamed of my respect for the acting that's in the Notebook. There is some good acting. There's some good
It's Ryan
performances.
Gosling, isn't it?
It is Ryan Gosling. Yeah.
I like Ryan Gosling, so there's that.
Yeah. But I mean, look, I'm actually kind of a sucker. I will watch rom-coms. Like I'll watch
yeah.
I'll watch what's the other one? Crazy something stupid love.
Crazy Stupid Love. Yeah.
Yeah. Steve Carell, Ryan Gosling, Emma Stone. What more do you want?
Yeah.
I forgot the mummies in that, but it's a good movie. Yeah, that's another topic that I've got. What about you, buddy? You got any?
It's getting late, isn't it? I had a list, but it's like we've gone through the list.
You had the wrong topic on the list. It's not like we've gone through a list.
I had written down. I was like, had a COVID test, still no MacBook, stonks, and I had something else.
I love how we've scheduled our catch-up each week and decided to record it, and you've had to schedule your conversation throughout the catch-up.
Well, it's not an extensive one.
I never expected it to be very big with you, buddy.
Oh, buddy.
But effective.
It's the Hamer guarantee.
So I don't know if you enjoyed the what if we're living in the movie universe that's the simulation theory. But this, unfortunately, Rich, as you know, some random shit goes through my brain at times. Okay. I suppose this is, I don't know if it's a tough one.
Coming off the back of the, we're in a simulation, but it's a film. Starring Laurence Fishburne.
Well, no, he's not Laurence Fishburne, is he? Because that's the character he's playing in our reality. It could be fucking anybody.
That's true. And just to be clear, no, I don't. As much as I'd love our lives to be a rom-com, I don't.
Okay. Right. Okay. I'm trying to explain where these thoughts are coming from, as well as I like to at least think, okay, this is when I thought of this.
I like the 10-minute build-up.
Okay, I'm just going to give this one as though it's like an interview question, as though we're sitting down and I'm interviewing you, and I'm just going to ask you this fucking question, and then you can choose to reciprocate.
I've already failed the interview because I said I didn't believe that we lived in a simulation.
Fucking chuck this CV in the bin. Okay, so if you could go back to your 18-year-old self and give yourself literally one piece of advice, you've got 30 seconds to get in, get out. All right.
Oh, easy.
Go on.
Are you ready? I'll enact it. 30 seconds. You time them.
Yeah.
Ready?
Yeah.
Buy Bitcoin, you fuck. Done. Easy.
Oh, okay.
18-year-old self 7 years ago. Buy Bitcoin. It's like £2. Yes, Richard. You're looking at Bitcoin right now. You've spent the better part of your computer science lesson looking at Bitcoin miners. Don't stop. Yeah, no,
Oh,
I was aware of what Bitcoin was back in 2012, 2013, making efforts to try and get a Bitcoin miner. Like I was 3/4 of the way.
oh, bud.
I
Oh,
think,
buddy.
I mean, actually, I was going to say on a more serious note, that is my legitimate answer. If I ever invented a method of talking to my past self, it would
Really
be buy
ineffective
Bitcoin.
30-second time travel.
Just buy Bitcoin. That doesn't need explaining. Just buy Bitcoin.
Do it.
But because I don't think I would change anything. I believe in. I'm a strong believer that everything that's happened to me and everything that I've done has led me to the moment I'm in right now, and the world that is around me right now. Well, not specifically the world. I didn't eat a bat in Wuhan city, but it's led to me being where I'm right now, and I'm happy with where I am right now. Like so,
Okay. So
I,
Bitcoin could change that though, right? Like if you went back and you bought Bitcoin, right, and you had like
yeah,
fucking, you wake up in 2018 and all of a sudden you've got 400 grand in your bank account or whatever. God knows that sounds wonderful, but like
yeah,
that would, in
that
effect,
would
that could change some
that would
things.
change me. Yeah, and I don't know that would change me for the better, but I'm
You
willing to
might
take the chance.
you might not have met Sarah.
But might not have met Jess, might not have Oliver. You know, there's a
Yeah,
lot of that.
so that's what
I
that's actually what the whole idea hinged. The whole idea
yeah
hinged on the fact that like I've made some poor choices in my life. I've done some things I'm not proud of. I've made some mistakes. Some to this day that I'm still upset that I made those mistakes as I was learning, and that's kind of where the question comes from. So the question came from me thinking about, we're never done maturing. We're never done being the people we're going to be. Every day is a learning opportunity. Every day is an opportunity to get accustomed to different experiences
yeah
and be a little bit more open minded. And it's a continual process that I'm still doing every day, trying to become more tolerant to certain ideas and being more useful of sharing stuff and trying to be a better father, trying to be a better dad, a better husband overall. And that's where the idea came from. Like, well, if you could go back and tell yourself one thing, would
yeah
you? That's actually probably would you? Because
no then
what's the fucking gamble there?
yeah. So the logic behind my answer is I don't think there's a decision that I've made in terms of like because you can say, oh, don't talk to this person, don't do that, don't make this mistake, like active things that I have done or not done. Like I obviously, or I believe all of those things have shaped me to where I am now. So if the answer is a yes or no question, then no, because I'm happy with where I am right now, and I'd rather not roll the dice on that.
Yeah. See, this is
But
the purpose of the question. The
yeah,
purpose of the question is actually to get you to think like, fuck, I'm pretty content. Like, I'm
yeah,
actually pretty
yeah.
content with how shit's turned out. Like,
All things considered.
I'm not a millionaire. I ain't got fucking loads of shit I want. Right? I don't necessarily have the freedoms that I want, but I would not fucking change it. Not for nothing. I wouldn't risk it.
And thinking about the Bitcoin thing, Bitcoin didn't take off till late 2017, 2018. So I was
I think
already,
that's when it blew up. Yeah.
yeah, so that's when I'd have started making bank.
Mm.
I was married to Jess. I'd have lost half of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'd only be half a millionaire.
Or, and this is no disrespect to Jess, but I do think you're in a better place now and a happier place than you were 2 years ago.
Yeah,
There's some compromises you have to make, and I understand those compromises. Not seeing your child every day does fucking hurt, and so I understand those compromises. But you are emotionally and relationship-wise, you're in a lot better place.
yeah, definitely.
If,
And
if you'd have been better off in 2018, there's no saying that you and Jess wouldn't still be together. You don't know that.
Yeah, no, I think on a like delving into the actual heart of the question, I wouldn't want to change anything.
Yeah, that's it.
So
I
like,
mean,
if the question is, what would you tell yourself? You've just been placed with 30 seconds. Like I whatever I say is going to have an impact, even if
yeah. Oh, yeah.
even if I say nothing. I'm
It's a
absolutely
trick
going to tell
question.
that little shit to buy Bitcoin.
It's a trick
But
question. You
but
can
yeah,
do it, but the idea of the thought exercise was to get you to a point where, like,
yeah,
actually, it's weird when you do that thought exercise because you think, "Fuck, I don't want to risk. I don't want to risk anything.
no,
I don't want to risk a single thing."
like I couldn't. Obviously, it didn't work out with Jess, but I couldn't regret that. I have Oliver from it, and from that, I was in the position that I was in that allowed me to meet Sarah. It's not
I mean, it
something one
wasn't
can work out.
100% great, but you still had some. Still had some relevant life experience with Jess.
It's just a part of life. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
just how it goes. And again, I couldn't regret anything that led me to meeting Jess, or that led me to lead me to then the thing that led me to me. Like it's all part of the journey. It's all the butterfly effect of life. It's just how it goes.
Yeah, but I
Um,
do think that sometimes we get really sort of bogged down and stuck in things, and we don't actually give enough thought to the actually
yeah,
let's what
and
we have got.
when
Let's
when times are particularly bad, like if something did go wrong, um, then it's very easy to then be like, oh well, my life is terrible now, so it's easy to then look back and think like that. And that's where answers could change. But at the moment, I'm happy. I'm content with things. It sounds like you are too. You're definitely doing well, and I think it sounds like you hold the same sort of value in that, right?
yeah. Oh
Like
no,
it's
I'm in a position of being like sort of
yeah,
constantly excited to find out what happens tomorrow.
yeah,
Like I used to, for many years, many fucking years, I used to live in the past. I was always thinking, fuck, if I'd have just done this, or fuck, I could have done that better. Shit, I could do that better. And I still, even now, I still think, and I do go over things. I think about I said it last week, I think about conversations that I've had because I want to find a better tool next time.
yeah,
So I'll still analyze things, but I will never sit and just be like, man, I had that really good time then, or the exciting thing is like, what can I do today? Because you live in the present, we're existing, but what can I do today that's interesting right now? And then what will tomorrow bring? Like, what's the next thing that? And I
yeah,
found doing that, like when problems crop up, I'm just so much more relaxed about it because I'm just like, problem, you get to this point where like fucking problems crop up every now and then they go again, or you find a way around them. You don't have to sit and wallow on them.
yeah, yeah. So it is. You're absolutely right. It's important not to be tunnel visioned in where you are, and it's easy to be tunnel visioned, especially when you are in somewhere that you can very easily find yourself in a situation where it doesn't look like there's a way out of it. Like
Yeah.
life is fragile and unpredictable like that, and I've certainly been there
I
many
thought you were going to
times.
say life is like a box of chocolates. So I'll suddenly be like, wow.
It do be like a box of chocolates there, but I think certainly since having Oliver, it's like he is like the fail safe, right? Like he's the be all and end all of not regretting life decisions.
Well, that's it.
'Cause-
You can never go back to a point before you had Oliver because that's not worth risking, not in any
no,
respect. Again.
yeah, yeah, absolutely, and like that doesn't mean I don't have regrets. Like everyone goes to sleep at night and their brain decides that they're going to be an asshole and bring up all of their worst moments. Like, of course,
Yeah.
that's just to be human that you would have moments that you would rather you didn't do, but
Mm.
to actively wish that in the whole grand scheme of things, like to actively wish that away. Um, and again, you totally can, depending on your position, like feel that way, and that's absolutely valid. Like there are situations where you are not in a good spot, where you might not have anything around you, and you
Mm.
can sit and regret. But if I'm answering this question personally for myself, and yeah, I absolutely don't regret anything to the extent where I would change a single part of my life.
Yeah. So that
But
was that was another one of the
yeah,
ones from a little thought book. Um, I've got
I
saved.
like that. I like it. It's surprising amount of thought in the thought book.
Yeah, man. There's there's some random shit in there, but like some of it's got value. You gotta put some random ideas out there. You gotta sift through the crap to get to the gold, you know. And that's what I'm hoping people do for the podcast.
The simulation or the past life experiences. Which one's the crap? Which one's the gold?
They're both gold. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. They're both fucking gems.
Nothing but gold. And yours have all like been thoughtful, meaningful, like life questioning, existential questions, and mine was just like stonks.
No, it's I kind of. Again, this is why I'm sort of every week I'm looking forward to doing this, because it just gives me an opportunity to just like really just think of some random stuff to talk about. That I do have these. I mean, I used to just ring you in the car and just be like, dude, guess what I'm doing? I'm driving home. Have you ever thought about that? Like, you know, like
yeah,
this is just a nicer way of doing that, and I'm less likely to die on the M1. So
that's the thing, right? And I'm so used to just I'll have a fleeting thought and I'll be like, I'm just gonna ring Sid because he'll either pick up or ring me back in like the next 10 minutes, and then the thought's gone. I've said the thought and it's gone. So now it's like I'm driving home. I can't be like, I'm gonna attempt to ask Siri to write this down.
Just ring Sarah and be like, Sarah, you're now our secretary for the podcast. Just so you know, I'll start ringing her. Be like, Sarah, remember this one.
Sarah has many great qualities, and unfortunately, none of them are to do with her attentiveness to her phone. I could be held hostage by I don't know, some enemy of Sarah, and it says if you get Sarah to pick up the phone, I won't shoot you in the head, and I'll just tell them to not waste my airtime.
Just put me on my fucking misery.
Yeah, just do it, because it's not gonna happen.
You both cut to a scene where you both sat there like 4 hours. Like, honestly, dude, I really thought she was going to pick up. I don't want to do this, but I'm sorry. It's like, you're gone. And then in irony, Sarah picks up that call as well. The 4 hour mark. That's the real fucking. That's the precipice of a.
Hello, you called? Sorry, I was busy. I was reading.
I was reading. Oh my
god. I'd prefer that to somebody who was constantly on their phone. I'd probably have the opposite problem where I never put my phone down. So
see, what I find annoying about that is that Rosie is on her phone quite a lot, and actually this does tie into another one of the ones I've got wrote down here. Rosie's on her phone quite a bit, but I have to ring her mother to get Rosie to fucking talk on the phone, because she just
both.
She's always on her phone but never there when I want to ring her. Like, I don't understand how that fucking works. Like, I finish work at this time, I'm going to ring you, especially now I can't ring you. I've got no fucking choice but to talk to my wife, so
I love it. An embargo on our impromptu conversation.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Also, that I can come here and have nothing.
Yeah, it's been worth it. I'm glad you took a week to think up. I bought a laptop.
I'm going to be honest. I had stocks before the first week. I had that last week.
I'm saving it up. I'm terrified of next week.
All right, we ended that session. I was like, phew, I didn't have to burn the stocks conversation. We've got another week.
You get to next week and you're just burning cliff notes of Mandalorian, so you've got something to talk about.
So I've got these topics. I've got 6 topics. I've split them up into each of the 10 minutes of the episode.
Oh dear. I can't wait till you get the week you get the laptop and I'm like, Rich, it's time to do a podcast, and you're like, do what?
Yeah, so you start with the question about are we alone in the universe, and I'll follow up with the intro, the prologue. Yep. And then you go, and then I'll come back with the end credits.
No, I mean, I think I only started writing things down on Sunday, I think it was. I really started like, I need to write this down to fucking talk to Rich about.
Yeah.
Oddly enough, one of the things I've got down was, can we imagine in this day and age? Can we imagine a world without phones, without mobile phones?
Well, we don't have to, because there's universes where TV shows exist in the 70s and 80s. that younger versions of Laurence Fishburne may or may not be playing themselves in.
Yeah. So they exist.
But in this, I think if to change the question slightly, if all phones just suddenly bricked tomorrow, I don't think we'd cope very well.
Yeah, because my one's built on the premise of, like, imagine the world like a Fallout. So you played the Fallout games. The world progressed in a certain way, and every single way it's the same, but for whatever reason we never made mobile phones. So we still got the internet. We still got access to the internet, but everything has to be on a desktop computer. So we have to have a dedicated device to sit there and allow our attention to be sapped. Whereas, because that's the crux of the discussion for me, is I genuinely think I spend too much time on my phone, even though I'm watching it. I've got my daily average down to about an hour and 20 minutes now, but it's still an hour and 20 minutes of my attention that is on the phone. And it used to be about 3.5 hours. Yeah, check it, buddy.
Where do I find it?
Screen time. Just go to
screen time.
Yeah, I think you just go to settings and screen.
What was your daily average?
About an hour and 20. What's
okay,
yours?
I'll preface this. Mine is down 21% from last week.
Good start.
5 hours, 25 minutes.
That's mega. Oh, fuck. Okay, so the whole point of the conversation was, do we think we're paying too much attention to our phones?
Well, let's just say, in this hypothetical world where phones aren't around, I'm probably not doing so hot. Yeah, I don't even know what I do. What do I even do on my phone? It tells me the apps, right?
Yeah, it gives you a breakdown. Reddit's got to be a big one, surely.
It's got to be Reddit, surely. Oh, okay. So 9 hours of that time in the last week has been Discord, and that's when I use my phone to record my playmat when I'm playing Magic. So that's pretty much all of it, to be fair. And we play for like 4-hour sessions.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, then it's Reddit. Reddit.
How much is the Reddit?
2.5 hours of Reddit.
Okay.
And then 3.5 hours is like browsing the web.
That's always the one that gets me. Like, what are we doing on the fucking web for like 3.5 hours in a week?
Well, I have guides up for RuneScape, so they'll just sit there. That's not even a joke. Like, an hour, so 2 hours is spent on Safari. An hour and 48 minutes is spent literally on oldschool.runescape.wiki.
Oh my god! Speaking of phones being a distraction, I've got like a friend of mine trying to ring me right now. So I mean, I can't imagine it's that important. She's probably just broke the website I built her.
Oh god!
Which is the usual case.
The rest is WhatsApp, so that's FaceTime thing. Like an hour and 40 is WhatsApp, which is FaceTime in Safari.
I've got a question, right? So, because I might have missed that, but so are you telling me you are spending more time looking at RuneScape guys than you are talking to your girlfriend?
Sometimes I'm doing both.
Do you remember the point I made last week about like RuneScape and girlfriends not going hand in hand?
And I was very firm in the camp that was not the girlfriend camp.
So it's clear that you do think that phones are taking too much of our attention, because you haven't even had the time or attention to think about whether or not it's taking too much of your attention up.
Well, I'm in lockdown. There's only like 5 things I can do.
That's been my excuse for not going so well on the diet this week. It's been a stressful week. I'm in lockdown. Fuck this shit.
I'm kind of hoping we don't come out of lockdown. I'm out of excuses.
I don't think I can get out of the fucking house. I don't think I will get out of lockdown if I keep doing what I am doing. I literally won't be able to get out.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's important to be aware of how much time you spend on your phone. And something that I do actually do is when I am with friends or with Sarah, or when I'm out in particular or at a social event, I will actually make sure that my phone is not like on me. I'll remove it. So if I'm sat at a restaurant or something, I'll put it in the middle of the table, like
Yeah, no,
so I can see it if it goes off and I need to answer something important, but I'm not touching it. I will make a conscious effort if I am spending quality time with anyone that my phone and the people on my phone are not the priority.
yeah,
And that the person I'm seeing in person is that is something I do, and I think that's where phone time is. I think that's where most people spend too much time on their phones when they cannot
absolutely.
separate the people on their phone from the people that they're seeing in person. I think,
Yeah.
especially now, you can't see people in person not as nearly as much as you can see people on your phone. You can see people on your phone and talk to people on your phone any other time.
Well, I'll tell
Um,
you what actually brought this to a head and what made me think about it. I was watching the Chris Rock stand up, the new Chris Rock stand up on Netflix the other night. And
okay.
I'm not gonna repeat the joke because I am not for many different reasons I am not Chris Rock, but one of those is I don't have his comedy time. Yeah, and fucking clean your glasses, buddy. I am not Chris Rock. But one of the things he says is that we can't miss people nowadays because you'll go out to work. His parents when his dad went out to work, he spent all day at work. So 5 days a week, 10 hours a day, 11 hours a day, didn't see his wife. So by the time he got back, they had to talk to each other because they had shit that was important to tell one another. Like otherwise, the house wouldn't function. The relationship wouldn't work if they didn't communicate. But now, because everyone's essentially just in our pocket, wherever we go, everyone's in our pocket. You don't actually have the opportunity to miss each other, and that's kind of I feel that because unless we had a pretty serious week this week, me and Rosie, but unless something like that's going off, I don't really want to talk to her throughout the day because I do enjoy missing her, and when I do see her after I've missed her, it's usually so much more significant. She might even get a cuddle if it's been a long enough day without seeing her. I know I'm a
Steady
stone
on.
cold emotional killer, buddy. No, I think that's as relevant. I think we spend too much time talking to one another outside of podcasts, and not just me and you. This is
Well,
not
we
where I'm.
don't anymore.
Yeah, exactly. But again, that almost kind of leads to it, doesn't it? Because like the idea of this was
Yeah.
like having quality over quantity.
But that being said, obviously we've got our embargo on like conversations and stuff. Everything that went down with Rosie this week, like we had a phone call about it. We spoke over the phone.
Yes.
Like the phone was that means to have a conversation about something in the moment that we would not have been able to do without phones, and was absolutely like it was just a vital conversation. So
No,
I mean, so there are like I don't think phones bad at all. I think phones are amazing, and they've definitely shaped how we've how we've developed as a society over the last couple of decades. But yeah, you're right. And that is poignant. Like we do have everyone in our pockets. You can just FaceTime,
and like
video
you say,
chat
sometimes that's a good
anyone
thing.
at any time, really. And that's yeah. Oh,
Sometimes
yeah,
you
it
do.
is good.
Sorry, go on, buddy.
But no, it is good. But I think with all good things, it's knowing when it's good, moderation, and obviously that doesn't replace face-to-face contact.
Yeah.
And it shouldn't replace face-to-face contact. Of course, right now it has no choice but to replace face-to-face contact. But it is important to distinguish the two, and that's what I mean about if I'm out with people or if you're out with people that you're seeing in person, you should prioritize those people over the people that you've got on your phone, just because you don't get every day with them.
And hopefully we'll be able to do some more days soon
Yeah,
where we can
yeah,
appreciate that time with each other.
absolutely. But no, I do. I spend loads of time on my phone, but only like most of that is when I'm just on my own, or if at Sarah's or something, we're just both on our phones chilling because we're enjoying each other's company in a very passive way, and I think
Yeah.
that's just as important. It's just as important to enjoy each other passively as it is actively. So you don't have to always be talking to each other to enjoy each other's company.
No.
But when you do want to actively engage with each other, it's good to focus on that.
I mean, I suppose it sort of brings the whole thing full circle as well, because that's another thing. Me and Rosie tend to play games separately a lot.
Yeah.
So we will be in the same room just chilling. I'll be playing the game on the TV, and she'll be playing on a Switch.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the things, again, this week's been real nice, is that we switched over to playing Mario together. Because God knows there's not many fucking games you can play together nowadays, you know?
No,
There-
no, definitely not.
Split screen multiplayer's gone the way of the fucking dodo, you know? So it's, yeah, you're right. It's nice to do things passively, but I suppose it's just one of those little things I like to think about and try and acknowledge moving forward. And I know we're good at it. I was watching our first vlog the other week, and one of the things we did in that very first vlog was I forgot to fucking take my phone out of the car because we were probably just so caught up in some bullshit conversation
Yeah, that's
that
it.
I just forgot it even existed. But no, it's been a wonderful experience sitting and chatting with you again, buddy.
Likewise, dude. Next week I might have more than one topic as well. So look forward to that.
I'll try and get some more coherent ones. Yeah, same as always, buddy. I love you long time.
Love you long time, dude.
I'll catch up with you next week.